Hello everyone, welcome to Journey Through My 40s. Today I wanted to show you some of my newborn stash and what worked for us and what didn't work for us, and maybe that'll help you a little bit. So the first thing that I'm going to show you are my unbleached cotton newborn preemie prefolds. Here it is folded up. Here's one open. You can see they are really tiny. Now, when I first came home from the hospital, she was 7 pounds. She dropped down to, what was it? I can't remember if it was 6'6" or 6'7". She did drop down to for a little while. And I realized when I went to go try to use these, I realized I had no covers that would fit her. Her legs were just so skinny and her waist was so little that every cover I had at that time, when I tried to put it on her, she would just leak out of it. It wasn't the diaper's fault, it wasn't these, I just could not get the gaps to kind of go through. It just seemed like no matter what I did. So I didn't start using these until she was, give me a second, she was probably 3 weeks old. I want to say she was about 3 weeks old. So, and that was when I got some covers in, and some of the other covers started fitting her better. So this is what I did. This is a hemp insert. It's a newborn insert, and I would lay it down the middle. And this is micro fleece. This is not regular fleece, because regular fleece will repel water. And micro fleece will absorb it and let it go down and soak through to the bottom. And then I would do a jelly roll, and when I would fold it over, I would use a snappy. I really like snappies, recommend them. I do have some of the baby safety pins, but once I got a hang of the snappy, I liked them much better. The thing that I worried about is I was afraid these hooks would go through and like cut her skin, but I always just made sure, put my hand through, made sure that none of that was going through, and we were fine. So really liked having these smaller type diapers for what, even though I didn't use them for very long. Super happy that I had them, because they did work the best. And you know, that was something else that I heard people saying was, oh, get Prefolds for your newborns, you will love them. And I was like, no, I don't want to use Prefolds. No, when she was a newborn, yes. And I was so sad to see her outgrow all the smaller type of Prefolds that I have. The one thing I did not like about these is once she was wet, she stayed wet. That was one reason why I tried to put in the hemp and the micro fleece in there to help with that. Did not use these overnight because I didn't want her to feel, because I didn't want her to be wet and be sleeping in it and doing that. It's just a personal thing. I do have 8 little Joeys, and while I was waiting for smaller covers to come in, since I only had 8 of these, she was going through more than 8 diapers in a day, and these do take forever to dry since they're an all-in-one. The only other thing is that even when I was trying to use these, she was leaking out of these, and I could not understand why. I finally, right before she outgrew them, I decided, well, I wonder if it's just because I did buy them used, and I was like, well, I wonder if it had a buildup issue. Maybe they didn't use the right detergent, or perhaps it was just they needed to be, because they looked brand new when I got them. I think only 1 or 2 of them looked like they had even been used. So I didn't really think it was a buildup. I thought, well, maybe they just haven't been prepped properly. So I washed them and washed them and washed them, and that actually did work. But I wish I had thought of it sooner. Now, here is something. I bought these, and while I was waiting on these to come in, she actually outgrew my Prefolds. So it was like, I didn't even get to use these. I had these about a week before she outgrew the preemie, and I just never got around to lanolizing them. And so, and when I kind of pulled him out, I realized, oh my gosh, he's too small anyway. So I never even got to use these. I was so sad. And the next thing that let's see, what are some of the other, let me show you the covers. Okay. Here is a small Rumpa Bruise. I think it's an extra small, or it's just called a newborn cover. So this is a newborn cover. It has the cute little gussets and everything in it. I got this with some hemp inserts that I got, some Rumpa Bruise hemp inserts. This was the only one. And I already knew she was pretty much going to be out. I knew it wouldn't fit her when it came in. I did try putting it on her one time. I didn't care for it at all. She did fit into it when I first got it, but it just, all this elastic up in the back and up in the front and around the leg, it just cut into her skin, even on looser settings. And if I tried to do it too loose, she was leaking out of it. So I never really liked this, though I didn't get to try it out when she was, I mean, she was still within the first month, or barely out of the first month, and it just didn't work for us. Now, okay, this is another one. This is I want to say this is a Wham. I don't know for sure whether it is or not. There's no label on it at all. The thing about this one is that this was so hard. It was really rough on her belly, and it just is so stiff. It was just the wrong kind of Velcro to put on a diaper. And this too, it just did not. And it was the only diaper I really had that the preemies would fit in, and it just seemed like it was just too, it just didn't fit right, and it left too many marks in my opinion. Okay, and then I have these are called Fluffies. These were my favorite covers. I went to these covers more than any other covers that I have, and I was super surprised. I didn't think I was going to like Velcro. I don't like Velcro now that she's older, but really liked it as a newborn. That was a huge surprise to me because I thought I'd hate Velcro completely. Now these are, let me make sure I do say the right one. These are bummies. Yeah, that's right. These are bummies. And I have them in a frog print. And this is just white. I have two in snaps, and then I have jungle print. I almost sold these before she was even born because I thought they're too wide in the leg area. They're the Velcro. I don't want to mess with that at all. The Velcro ones, these I used. These with the first set that I showed you, I used more than anything else that I have. They were my go-to. Didn't like the snaps. I tried several times to use them, and I would end up taking them off and just going, no, I don't like these. And then I have two of these. These are swaddling cloth. They're for newborn. Really liked these. They have a trimmer, their trimmer right here. The thing is they were snap, and it just kind of, I don't know, I just really liked the Velcro better when she was smaller, but I did like these. Now I have, this is a Polar Babies. I waited too long to use this because I kept telling myself, how can Fleece not leak? And when I finally tried one, I was super, super surprised. It was when all my other diapers were in the laundry that I liked using, and I wish I had tried it sooner. The last time I tried to put this on her, it was really too tight, and I'm not sure if she can really fit into it anymore or not. And then I have this diaper. It's a wool diaper, but I can't remember the brand of it because somebody has cut out the tag. I had it written down. I do have it in another video. If you're really interested, you can go back some of my ones. I only used this a few times. It was too big on her when I first tried it, and then I kind of set it aside, forgot about it. I probably only used this maybe 3 times, and it was just, it's kind of itchy to me. Like, these are cashmere, they're real soft, and this one's just a little bit itchier, so I didn't really care for it as much. also have these. These are GMT infant fitted. These are 100% cotton and they're bleached. Here's the inside. Now, yes, I used one of these inside because since it is cotton, once she pees, she's wet. And my daughter does not like to be wet at all. Not at all. And this helped absorb some of that wetness away from her. So if I didn't catch it right away, she wouldn't have to sit in it and wait. I think I have 10 of these. I didn't even use all of them. I think I've used these probably maybe 6 times. So, and I know I didn't even use them all. They're practically still brand new. You can tell they've been washed. That's about it. Okay, the Elva diaper. I really wanted to like the Elva diaper, but she always did this diaper. And I didn't even use all of these diapers. I've used this one. I tried this one maybe 2 or 3 times. I've tried, because it said the Velcro, I probably tried using these 2 or 3 times. And I probably used this one a couple times. I have 10. The other ones I never even tried. When my little Joeys weren't working for me and my Elvas weren't working for me, I got the idea that perhaps they were not properly prepared. And this is when she was had almost outgrown little Joeys, and I just washed them and washed them and washed them. It did help the little Joeys so that they did not leak. And the Elvas, though, have always leaked for me. It seemed like once her legs started filling out, they did leak less, but I just could not get a good fit on her. One thing I did like, though, was the bamboo inserts that came with them. And I would even use these with my Prefolds. So, and this is, well, here, let me show you this first. I'm sorry. Okay. This is called a belly band. They stretch. I made these myself. My family has been using these for many generations. It helps keep the umbilical cord in one place so it's not getting moved around by clothing and the diaper and rubbing on it and causing it to bleed and get infected. And I used these with my first 4 children, made my own then too, because you can buy them, they're a little bit different. And I just like it's a t-shirt material, and I liked the way that I did it. Now you can put snaps on these or strings to tie them, but when I found out how much it was going to cost me to do all that, I decided that was too much. And here, I lost it. Okay, I just used nursing tape. Well, actually, it's not nursing tape. It's hospital tape. I call it nursing tape because my mom was a nurse, and so I just got used to calling it that way. But I would just take some of this off and wrap it around her. It moves easily. They use this when they put an IV on you, so it moves around, and if it gets wet, the tape itself isn't all wet. So and I just decided, I didn't even use a whole roll, and you can get this at any pharmacy. You should be able to get it at any pharmacy. And so that's what I just decided to use instead of spending a lot of money on trying to get strings to put on these. And I made some bigger ones because these also are really, really good if your baby is colicky. And you can fold it down, which is what I did because I made these. These were the first ones I made, and I realized I made them too big. So I folded it down, and it really helps. It helps with gassiness. I swear by it because my kids, Liliana had more tummy trouble than my other children did, and I just really felt like these did help some because I noticed a difference when I had stopped putting them on her for a little while, and I went back to putting on her again. The next thing, when she outgrew the Premium Prefolds, I went to these. These are dandelion diapers. They are bamboo. They're 55% bamboo and 45% unbleached cotton. And again, my favorite thing to do with these was to put a hemp insert in and a micro fleece on top and use the jelly roll and roll her up, put a snappy on, and put a cover on. That was my favorite. Highly recommend the bamboo. I was so sad when she outgrew these. And when I got them, they were huge, and I was thinking, oh good, she can wear them until she's at least 1. No, because she's 5 months old, and she outgrew them a good month and a half ago. So I was so disappointed. And I had wanted to buy the bigger size, but they were out online. And they're still out, because I've been trying to buy some, and they're still out. So, still super happy. If I could have found newborn preemie, I would highly recommend bamboo. Best. Okay. Now, these, I've shown you these a few times. These are just, I just bought a few yards of microfleece and cut them up in these strips. These are super soft. I never ever dry these. I do dry the Prefolds. I dry in the inserts and things like that, but these, in order to stay really super soft, you don't want to put them in the dryer. You want to hang them and dry them. And love them. I still use these. Especially if she's going to have a bowel movement, I will make sure I put one of these in there, because I just feel like it protects the diaper a little bit better, and it makes it an easier cleanup. These are newborn Rumperoos. These are Hemp. I really liked these. She has outgrown. They don't cover her from, I mean, I could still use them, but they don't really cover her from back to front anymore. She's kind of outgrown them as far as being the only thing in the diaper. But these I really did like. I would use these overnight. I didn't really use them during the day because they are kind of stiff. So I used the smaller ones that I'm going to talk about later during the day. And here is a Rumperoos. I actually am extremely disappointed in Rumperoos. They're the diaper that I wanted. They're the first diaper that I wanted to get and try out. I have had problems with them from the very beginning, still have problems with them. I thought maybe they might need to be stripped, I've tried everything, and they just leak. And they leave marks all over her. She actually, I wanted, since I knew I was going to be doing this, I tried them out again, and she had welts all on the inside of her leg. I think I tried 4 before I decided I just wasn't going to try anymore, because I have 13. No, I have 14. Wait, no, sorry, I have 13. I don't care for them. I will keep them. I'll probably try them again, but I'm so disappointed in Rumperoos. But I do like their newborn Hemp inserts. Now they came with microfleece. I just don't care for the microfleece. Yes, it's softer, it bends a little easier, but I just don't like microfleece. So I was really glad to have the Hemp. I want to show you something. I want to highlight these a little bit. These are Hemp inserts. These are handmade. They're made, I got them on eBay. They are made by her name on eBay is it's children_10. And her family helps make these. Hi girls. I wanted to give a shout out to them because I am just so happy with these. Again, if I ran out of these, I would go and hurry up and do a load of laundry just so I could reuse these. I used them at night. Sometimes I used them during the day, but I always made sure she had one of these in her Prefold at nighttime. And I still use them in the covers that I use now. I still kind of put them underneath. She's just now starting to need to have a little extra, something more than one insert. And so I put these underneath, and I love them. So they are for newborn, but still, she's 5 months old. I'm going to use these until I can't anymore. They're still super soft. They're not as they're just not as stiff as the Rumperoos Hemp and some of the other hemp that I've seen and had my hands on. So, and I feel like they wash really well. I do not dry these. I do hang these to dry. So, but thanks girls. I really appreciate these. I am so glad that you guys make these. So I want to give a personal shout out to you. Something else that I discovered when you're a new mom. Now a new mom all over again, you can get super tired when when you come home from the hospital. And when I was using my cloth, I had a container of disposable wipes. Now I've made my own wipes, and I got some on eBay in lots. These are the ones I made. Fleece and like a towel material on the other side, and they're the same, but they're not Wham. They were just in, I forget what brand they are, but they aren't Wham. But one of the things that I discovered when I was using wipes, a couple of these ended up in my wash machine with some diapers, and they wash really well. You don't want to dry them. I have been using these for 5 months. Here, I cut them because I've always cut them, even when I used wipes a long time ago, over 20 years ago. I didn't cloth diaper them, but I cut them in half, and I've been washing them over and over again. I didn't realize they would last so long. I mean, some of them that get used more than others are kind of starting to wear out a little bit. But this is a Target brand. It's the Target brand of baby wipes. It's unscented. I did have some Pampers from when I came home from the hospital. They don't last long. They pretty much, even if you don't dry them, they just kind of fall apart. And I still even have like a Huggies one, and I don't know if you can see the difference in this Huggies into this Target brand. So they don't wash really well. They do hold moisture better. These kind of repel moisture a little bit, even after, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many times these have been washed. You do have to, I used to try to keep water in here, and then I changed up my thing where now I only wet them when I go to change her, and it just makes it easier because you've really got to get them wet, like put them under the water and such. Otherwise, they'll kind of repel the moisture. I've been told I'm a nerd for doing this, but oh my gosh, why would I throw them away if I can reuse them? And I think it's a great idea, so I thought I'd pass that on to you. And the last thing that I was going to show you is just, I used my wet bags. I have gotten several wet bags through the lots that I get on eBay. And then I made some. This is a jujube from a jujube changing pad. And what I did was I added a zipper, and I put a layer of PUL. I took it apart and put the PUL in, and then used that. And then I bought some PUL, and I made my own wet bag. It's just a medium-sized wet bag. I made it wider because I wanted it wider. And I have a large one that can go in I use a trash can as a diaper pail, and it's in there right now, so it's a great big white one. And I have several other ones too. So that is the gist, I believe, of what I did for my daughter as a newborn. I didn't use any special solution in her wipes. I just used water. And I used coconut oil on her, especially if I knew she was going to be sleeping. I put it in this tiny little container, and I meant to have it here and I don't, sorry, forgot to grab it. I'm still using some, so you don't need a lot. It melts on skin contact, and it just rubs in real nice, and it leaves a barrier so that moisture isn't constantly hitting the skin. And she did break out in a little bit of a rash because of some medication that I had been taking, and I used a combination of breast milk, and then I would use coconut oil, and I kind of switched them up, and it got rid of it super fast. So real happy with that. But I'd kind of leave that little tip with you and say goodbye. Thank you.